Guys, welcome back to this channel. Let me show you how to catch beautiful trades using a mechanical strategy that is designed to give you minimal drawdown, very minimal drawdown, and a very good risk to reward of 4 and above. But the average risk to reward here we play is just anything above 4R is always very okay with us, and that is what I advocate for. Anything above 4R is perfect. So this is an example of one of the trades that you get very minimal drawdown, and if you want to add more positions you can add, but ideally we advocate want to add with minimal drawdown, and then the trade moves very fast away from your take profit, from your entry, and then it goes to your take profit very fast, or at least it moves away from your entry so that you have little of emotions. And then this is the mechanical process that we are using to get such trades. So for example, these are my strategy. I only have two strategies, that is the day trading strategy and swing strategy. Like in this case, this is what we are going to use to get this trade. So it is an example of trade. This is an example of trade that I took, two trades that I took today. This is my Telegram group, so if you like you can join it, it's for free. So this is the trades. It started from here. This is the first entry, AUD card. This was the entry. I have risk entry, and then I have confirmation entry. So the one I just showed you is confirmation entry. This is another trade. This is now for confirmation entry. This one is almost hitting take profit. So this is it. It's hitting take profit with minimal drawdown. As you can see, the trade moves nicely and to your direction. This is the one that is still not moving well, but at least it is away from my entry position, and therefore I am not now emotionally attached because my stop loss is now reduced to somewhere here. The other one is almost going to take profit, which is nice. So I shared them at the beginning here. This is before they started happening, and then this is now when the entry took place, and then this is also another entry. This is now take profit, and this one now. So if you want to get such trade, just join the group. It's free. So let's take step by step look into how this trade is valid. Let me go to daily time frame. And then we start now analyzing this trade using this strategy, SMC. Now let me delete everything and start afresh. So the first thing we do is to wait for the daily to close in opposite direction at trending market. As I've said here, trending daily time frame direction close opposite in 1 day. So as you can see, this was a bullish market. So we just check some few candles, at least 3 candles in your direction like this. If you wanted to sell, this would be 1, 2, 3. So we now wait for a candle to close in opposite direction like here, and then now we can swing all of this, but you don't need to swing, just need 2 candles and you'll be good with 1 to 4, 1 to 5. Then you're also taking your sniper entries, which is equally okay. So this, as you can see, this day the market had just closed on Monday bearish, so the following day you are supposed to be buying. This day I had so many pairs, almost all pairs that ended on USD also gave trade. Also all pairs, almost all these pairs in Euro. I only trade JPY and USD pairs, and then with AUD pairs, the 3 pairs. So in most occasions this would give trades, this will not give, this will give. So they just keep on alternating. There are not many pairs. It's only that I need at least 2 of them to give me trade, and I'm very okay in a week. So let's break down how this goes. So after seeing that we are having a trending daily time frame direction, and then we see a close opposite in 1 day time frame, now we jump to 4 hours to wait for the first alignment. If you check my videos, this strategy is the same throughout. There's nothing we are changing because it's already pre-tested. So after this, we need to mark daily high and daily low so that we can know our take profit, because that is what dictates where to take profit and where to not take profit. So this is our daily high and low. This is where we are going to take profit. So we mark our daily high, this is take profit, and then this is where we are coming from. Now logically, from SMC standpoint, this strategy is simplified, but if you want to know more, it's simple. We have a sort of break of structure here. I use wicks because wicks don't lie. By the time bodies are closing in that direction, the wicks will be the first to close, so there's no big deal. At the same time, this is a high probability POI or order flow because it had already taken liquidity. This is IDM that was taken here before the market marshaled upwards, so this was a break of structure to me. So it just tapped on fair value gap, so that is why this strategy is an hybrid of SMC and ICT. So I'm not that ideally attached to extreme direction. I just need the market to pull back, and the following day, if it is not ready, it's not going to align. So these are not important, especially this is now a beginner friendly strategy that has incorporated almost all of those. The same thing happened here, it aligned, and then this is news, but you can see it hit profit here. So we wait for the market to align in 4 hours. What does that mean? That means that we wait for the high of this to be taken. That means that the market would be ready to start moving on the upper direction. So we wait for the candle to take it and then close. It must close. That is when we confirm. That is the meaning of 4 hours. First 4 hours aligning confirmed. So as you can see, this is first 4 hours taken. So you have two options at this particular moment: to stop at this particular point and get a risky entry. So this is where I'll be headed in the future now, after I've garnered enough capital, so that I don't have stress about risking too much. Getting a good risk to reward, I just take the first one and then I go about my day. And as you can see, immediately it takes profit within how many hours? Just 8 hours. Take profit is already smashed, and then now I'll be comfortable to target even just a 3.5 and I'm good to go. So that is risk entry. But if you now want precision entry, then you have to proceed with the rest of the checklist. So let's proceed with the rest of the checklist. First 30 minutes, V-shaped aggressive manipulation and wicks. So we need some aggressive manipulation downwards because we are supposed to be going upwards, so we need manipulation downwards. After the manipulations, we need to see it with a wick, a rejection, meaning that 4 hours that is supposed to start printing here is being rejected from downward here. It means it is done pulling back. So let's go to 30 minutes. 30 minutes is the most preferred time frame according to my backtest. It will give you the most accurate end of pullback. You can use other time frame, but just be aware that you risk being liquidated several times, or you may miss to see the pullback. So with that, we need something to see. We need to see something like this. We need to see something like a wick like this, and if we see a wick and a close at the same time, we take it the way it is. So let's see. First 4 hours opens and then it takes the high. This is very much high probability. The fact that it has taken the high of the previous 4 hours makes it very much high probability. So we now wait for pullback. Now you can see it has started pullback. Sometimes it can go up to somewhere here before it pulls back, so some patience is needed. Then you can see, and that week you can see there, that week it means 4 hours is done pulling back. So when 4 hours done pulling back, Now if this 4 hours, if this 30 minutes candle would have closed bullish, we would have entered the trade immediately. Because at least we shall have seen entry now is 30 minutes full body closure, so you just need that entry in that direction. But in this case, as you can see, this is still candle closed downward. It means it still has room to go upward, so we can patiently wait, and then you can see immediately we get now a 30 minutes that has fully closed. Now 30 minutes that has fully closed, what does that mean? That means that it has closed, and if you go to 15 minutes, you should be able to see something like a scope. You can see this is a scope because this candle closed above this. So even if you like, you can take your entry at this particular point and get a 1 to 6. So ideally you can always give it room to breathe, but at this particular point you don't expect a lot of liquidation. So what is important is to give it room for breathing. So personally I would have given it room to breathe because I took other trades. This is just an example of one of the trades that I was looking at. I took others, so that gave me small stop loss and good risk to reward. So as you can see, even in 15 minutes there was very minimal drawdown, and as you can see, it really pumped very fast to take profit, and that is how to get a very good entry. So take profit is here. So if take profit is very close like this, it means we have to try and get a tighter stop loss if it is close like this. But if it is bigger, like in this case, the trade that we are looking at today, I'm going to show you, we have a comfortable stop loss. That is, this is the safest stop loss, by the way, but because where we are going, the distance that we need for successful take profit is smaller, it doesn't give us enough room with our ideal take profit. This is where now you can bring a tighter stop loss somewhere here just below this, and then you let now the market to play out to give you. Personally I like 1 to 6, but I can take 1 to 4, there's no problem. So like this is 1 to 6, successfully it gave 1 to 6 depending on where you place your stop loss. Or if you got it even at this pullback, you got a minimal drawdown and a good risk to reward at the same time. So how do we manage this trade? SL should be few pips above or below the above 30 minutes candle, this 30 minutes candle, the entry 30 minutes candle. So if you check 30 minutes entry candle, ideally it should be this candle here, this one. This is where the stop loss should be, but now we have to be reasonable enough to give it room for breathing. So you can give it room for breathing. So up to that particular point, the safest stop loss is here to cover this low, but we just have to give it room for breathing so that we don't become too greedy to get a 1 to 6. So this would be very nice to me, this will be very fine, and then we get a minimal drawdown. So if you are somebody who likes to flip, this is the only strategy that I know that can help you flip because of minimal drawdown. So if you say that for every 15 minutes candle you are going to add in more position as you go, so you have to know the rules of flipping. That is the only way you can go about it, and this is the overall take profit. So anything above is buy side liquidity and a bonus. So immediately buy side liquidity is always purged. What do you expect? You expect a push down, unless the push down will be little. If it didn't break here, it can range, and then the following day it breaks, and then you can even hold more. By the way, you can hold more if it didn't break. Those are some of the rules, though I've never explained them. If it didn't break here on a daily, you can hold more because the following day it will be very massive. Now what about take profit? Take profit is above or below previous high or low of the daily time frame. Now daily time frame is buying, so what is the, in this case we're talking about the high. The high is this is what becomes the take profit. Anything on top is bonus, and you can also be trailing your stop loss, by the way, there's no problem. And then what about risk management? At least a 1 to 4 RR for TP and a B at 1 to 3. So this trade ideally at 1 to 3 should be going break even. At this particular point should be going break even, and then on psychology, we just reduce our expectations because it is common sense to know that the distance between here and here is smaller and likely than from here to here. So that is why we have to give our expectations a loss and then expect to only take 10 trades perfectly, and then the probability will play on your favor. Now, not sometimes it may go like this immediately. There are always reasons why it may not go faster like this. Number one is that this market is not your own, so not all the time it will be going like this, but in most occasions it will be going. Let me give you an example. Now, this is the trade that I took today. Where is it? The trade I took today. So you can see my stop loss is somewhere here. I'm trailing it. You can see this one just started with moving immediately. Immediately we got this 15 minutes first 15 minutes alignment. Where is the checklist? I like using mechanical checklist for this, for my two strategies. So we are here, TP, like we here, entry 30 minutes fully body closure. So the market aligned somewhere here, and then it pushed back, and then now it started now. This was just manipulation. The aggressive V shape, as you can see, it is very much V. So the first formed, this is the first formed, and when it formed, that was now good entry, got it somewhere there, and now expecting a 1 to 4. My stop loss is somewhere here, around somewhere here. So I'm trailing it. Why am I trailing it? Because the momentum is really dying down, so I'm trailing it. Though ideally it should have clicked a 1 to 4, but I'm still holding a little bit. This is an example of one that you can use for adding more positions. Now another one is here, the same concept. Another one is here. This is the same concept. This is the daily high, this one is the daily low, the trade I took today. And as you can see, market aligned here, it pulled V shape, but I took risk entry. So I took risk entry here, and as you can see, the market has not moved, but it is away from my entry point. So probably this one I'll have to hold until tomorrow, but by the time I'm recording this video, my stop loss is somewhere here. So at overnight, I'll bring it to break even and then leave it so that it can see what it can do overnight. If it chooses to go overnight up to this point, it's okay. That is going to be a nice 1 to 6, but overall I've already secured some profit here, somewhere here, some 2 point something profit already secured. I'm hoping it will smash TP. There's no need. This order flow should be obeyed. This order flow should be obeyed. That is why my stop loss is somewhere here. So I'm expecting it to smash, but regardless, the market is not your own. What you need to do is execute this perfectly and then leave the rest to the big boys to run the show.